We're good to go. We are live, officially. Chords from S2 are looking pretty good.
That's S4.
That's S4.
Oh, S4. I apologize. But still, they're looking pretty good. Man, that was beautiful. I'm quite impressed with that. Hopefully S2 can perform the same.
Looks like we might have an even 9v9.
That's perfect for this sort of situation, in my opinion.
Indeed.
Even battle against the squad leaders and their men with no imbalances due to extra manpower.
Indeed so. And it looks like they're falling out Axis.
So what are the points that we're looking at for this? We're looking at warehouse. We're looking at arches as the strong points.
I'm thinking where it'll come down to mostly is the buildings to the east of, oh, scratch that. The buildings to the west of warehouse and the arches. The allies are most likely going to be able to push into warehouse and secure that, and that'll give them a nice jump-off position if they'd like to try to flank the Axis towards the arches. Well, the arches, that's a kill zone for the allies, just plain and simple. If they can, if the Axis get a machine gun set up there, they can cover the main corridor and prevent the allies from making any moves towards the arches.
Hmm.
I think allies have a main priority on the warehouse, and then when it comes to arches, it's pretty even. So I think there's a slight advantage to the allies on this map.
Especially because it's close quarters and the semi-automatic rifles really do help a lot.
It looks like S2 have opted for 2 machine gunners, 1 sergeant, and 1 corporal class. Whereas on the flip side, allies, it seems like they have taken 2 heavies, 2 sergeants, sorry, and 2 corporal classes. We'll see how that's going to play out.
So it seems like S4, just from these loadouts, is going to try to be a bit more aggressive. While S4, due to their large number of... Oh, sorry, I'm getting these messed up again. S4 is going to be more aggressive because they've got a lot more mobile rapid firepower, and especially picking up those extra corporal classes, that'll give them smoke if they want to maneuver anywhere.
Right.
With
Well,
the
with allied rifle, that one with the rate of fire in these close quarter combat situations, I think that allies do have some advantages if they can take them.
Oh no, definitely they have. If they can get up close with those smoke grenades, they might even be able to rush into arches. Well, the Axis, this is just my assumption, but I'm guessing they're probably going to play it a lot more conservatively and try to stay back.
Looks like the allies are opting for a 3-3-3 breakup.
Now this Miner and Sherman, Corporal Miner and Sherman, they they do love fire teams, and especially when you can count on the people uh, to lead, count on PFCs to take over when someone goes down. this can be very effective.
It appears that they either have a PFC Strobel or a PFC J Sherman as one of the fire team leaders.
Both of those would make sense because they're, at least from my time in S4, they're both fairly not fairly, but they're both competent. They're both pretty competent when it comes to leading, and they're both willing to step up and have stepped up when squad leadership has gone down before. Now, what is S2 doing?
They seem to be all focused on the north side, leaning more towards arches.
Yeah, it seems like this is just speculation. They may try to push into arches and hold that down, though that's just speculation right now. We'll see what happens when it goes live.
Now, they've actually picked, instead of one of the 42s, they picked another 34, so they might try to be a little more mobile with that. It's a bit of a stretch, but it's possible. That 34 can be fairly devastating if you get to close quarters with it.
Indeed, it looks like S2 have just split up into two groups. Looks like a group of 4 and a group of 5.
Again, two fire teams can be very effective.
Indeed.
And S4's fire teams can be even more effective if they coordinate, support each other, and try to do the old pin, flank, and eliminate.
Indeed, so.
Yeah, I think S2, they don't want to spread themselves out too much.
Especially with those rifles.
Yeah, they want to fight with numbers. Like, I think if they can get good control of the map early on, it's going to be hard for the Allies to maneuver around, since they have the 2 machine guns.
They could be looking to take and hold the northern side of the map, like the northern half, and maneuver around past where the Allies spawn and try and hit warehouse that way.
Do you mean over in the D7, D8 grids and then move south?
Possibly.
Probably around arches, yeah. What's interesting is that S4, they don't even have a machine gun on Allies. So they're going full aggressive.
That can be a double-edged sword. Well, one of the things about that is S4 has never really, in their whole time, they've never had a machine gun. They haven't really had a machine gun for too much of their, I guess, existence even. They've mostly had to subsist off of rifle, fire, and maneuver teams, and the BAR essentially is just an extension of the rifle in this instance.
Well, coming from a previous S4 squad leader, what can you say about the men of S4 and their rifle skills?
Well, there's some really good marksmen. There's some decent shots. A lot of the great marksmen are filling other roles, such as the automatic rifleman. I know Jersey, I'm referring to Jay Sherman in this instance, and Strobel, they are phenomenal. They're pretty good marksmen. Who else do they have here? Both the McPeaks can be pretty crack shots at times, but I wouldn't bank on one side being better marksman than the other, especially because everyone from S2 has a lot more experience and time in DH.
Do you think pressure could be an issue here?
Definitely. S4, oh, well actually, oh, wow. I'm just noticing something on the map here. That far southern fire, the far southern fire team for S4, apparently they've done their recon on the map, and they can sneak right through between the edge of that fence and the edge of the map. So at least they understand the lay of the land. And on the north side for S4, it even looks like they might actually make a break for arches.
Looks like we may be underway here. S2 set, axis ready.
What was the round time limit again?
15 minutes. And we're
Okay,
off.
yeah, that sounds perfect for a
And
match
here
like
we
this.
go.
Yeah, they definitely done their research on this map. They're making a hard play into the warehouse, I should say, S4 is, with that left fire team, and they just entered it. But it looks like we got a firefight going on over towards the arches here.
The arches, they've got that machine gun set up like we were discussing earlier. They've got that archway pinned down, but I don't see. Oh, there they are, inside the buildings, past the smoked out archway.
Indeed.
They're pinned down heavily. They are not moving up on arches.
Yeah, it looks like
Yeah,
they
advantage of S2 right there.
That's PFC Atkinson with the 42 there holding that corner.
It seems like S2 is not falling behind in their preparation either. They know exactly where they need to be. I believe they've already got 3 or 4 men inside the arches or the surrounding buildings.
Surprisingly, no kills yet.
and it looks like that smoke has cleared up over at the arches there.
That 3-man fire team they sent south they've completely secured the warehouse. So, again, just like all the practices have shown, it looks like the dominant strategies are for the Axis to take and hold the arches, and the Allies to take and hold the warehouse. And so far, it seems like nothing's come of it other than just making sure the other person doesn't move.
Indeed, so.
The Axis, they didn't really have a chance to get the warehouse first, so it's better for them to give that up. And arches, like that machine gun placement, kind of shut down any possible movement that the Allies could have had.
Now, what I'm wondering is, I seem to recall 3 or so Axis moving into the courtyards behind the main arches building. Now, I'm wondering where they went, because I do not see them inside the actual arches. Now, there's a Fallschirmjägergewehr, and, oh, it looks like...
Oh, it looks like PFC Yard has eliminated a target, I do so believe. Nope. He's not down, just injured.
Close.
Yeah,
the
close.
Firefight in the central courtyard continues.
I feel like the way it's playing out is better for S2, because it's much better for them to be able to set up and get vision around everywhere.
Especially with those machine guns.
Yeah, at this point it's turning into a stalemate a bit, so S4 is going to have to make a move, but if they do, they might fall in the S2's trap.
Both teams know the lay of the land, and... on the south side it looks like they're moving up that fire team from the warehouse. Trying to flank out to the west. Maybe turn the Axis flank. Get behind S2.
And who's on that fire team?
I don't know. Let's see.
Oh, it looks like we have D. Mapeak. Seems like he's making a play here on the arches, perhaps.
First blood is PFC Sherman going Grolski.
Now, where was that? Was that on the southern theater? Not theater, but what? Was that on the southern flank?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it seems.
Oh, that 3-man element on the south side is moving through those central buildings, clearing them out.
Yeah, it looks like we got the 2 McPeaks and an automatic rifleman at the Delta 7 Keypad 8 building. Wonder if they're going to make a play on arches here, or if they're going to set up a base of fire and lay down support. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Though it doesn't look like they'll be able to come through that pathway there, because Atkinson's got that locked down with the 42.
Well, S4 is definitely playing to their strengths a bit more now. They're being a bit more aggressive, which is better for them. They want to use their ability to move around the map to surround the axis.
So, Sergeant Pokey, what's going through your mind as a squad leader when you're seeing a stalemate like this?
Well, it doesn't seem to be a stalemate. The fire team that S4 sent to clear out those buildings, let's see where it is. They're engaging enemies, and they are systematically, see, there goes Yard. They're picking them off. With those, a lot of it seems to be the submachine gunners and the BARs, but they're slowly taking out the Axis. They haven't made a push on the arches. And is Atkinson still guarding that route? Yes, he is.
Yes, indeed.
That northern fire team may have just been to keep one machine gun from locking down the rest of the map, letting the southern fire team have free reign.
Looks like we got an allied rifleman trying to regroup with the small fire team to the north.
Now that they've gotten that small fire team into the central buildings, they've really put a halt to any offensive plans or flanking plans on the south that that S2 might have had.
If I may interrupt here, it looks like we have another fire team making a play on the left-hand side of the arches near the junction area.
Yeah, it's definitely looking pretty bad for S2 because they're kind of put in a position where they're only around the arches, but S4 on allies have majority numbers. So S2 is kind of forced to make a move here, or they're just going to wait till time runs out and they're going to lose the round.
And it looks like we're about to have a little firefight here, because it looks like Sergeant Spears is at the building and Delta 5 Keypad 2, whereas the allies, well, the small fire team there is in Echo 5 Keypad 5. So there may be an engagement here in a second. Oh, it looks like Sergeant Spears has just eliminated, let's see who comes up there, PFC Howell.
Those submachine guns seem to have been doing the most work, so... Oh, here's someone coming up to try to... Yep, he's picking up that submachine gun. He understands that those automatic weapons are what are gonna... are the only things that are gonna be able to clear out the Axis.
Indeed.
But to use them, they've got to get close. They've got to move up and actually push the enemies. Push the Axis. And the
If I may, if I may interrupt you real quick, it looks like allies have a foothold in the arches right now. There's some allied soldiers inside the arches cap.
Oh, this is going to be a heated close quarters battle.
Indeed, I can already see grenades being popped off. Looks like S2 is currently holed up on the second floor there, or at least a small element of them are.
Are they leaving the channel like they're supposed to? Yeah, they are.
And they're
S4 plays it smart and doesn't get too aggressive.
ooh,
And they just keep S2 locked
Strickland
down.
just got his head popped by Corporal Minor there.
They have the Arches building completely surrounded and cut off. Other than Atkinson, who's watching that north side, if they just... their S2's being picked off right now.
Indeed so. Atkinson should relocate to a better spot where he can watch the arches better.
We had a smoke right next to Arches a moment ago. I'm not sure if that was used as cover.
Yeah, I
There
think they
is,
used it for S4 to get into the arches, which at least one of them did.
I believe I saw more than at least 2 moving into the arches, and one has stayed to make sure that S2 does not move down to try to clear out the building. Oh, there's McPeak.
Oh, it looks like he's going to get another one there too. Perhaps. No, it doesn't look like it.
Well, that's one less member of S4 that they have to worry about.
S4 still has a 7-4 advantage right now. They don't really have to do much though
Well,
to win this round.
with Spears being the sharpshooter he is, I don't know.
That's true, but the problem is that S2 is forced to make aggressive moves right now, being outnumbered, and that allies have more control of map. And really, like, most of their loadout is they have 2 machine guns and a bunch of riflemen with bolt action. So that's kind of a problem for them if they're trying to be aggressive.
How are you doing on time, by the way?
There's about 4 minutes remaining.
All right, looks like S2 is definitely going to have to make a push here to retake that arches cap.
They may actually not need to, because it looks like S4 might be getting a little over aggressive here. They're trying to end this with a bang and take out the remaining axis. They may just get picked off by riflemen and machine gunners from S2.
Looks like Sergeant Spears here is currently in a firefight here. Looks like he's lone wolfing it right now near the D4 cap. Or D4 grid, I should say.
Well, the person that was suppressing him took one look over at Sergeant Spears, and he seems to have just disappeared. Probably going to look for a better firing position. Possibly anticipating where he will try to flank to escape the line of fire.
And Axis soldiers went down in arches.
You guys keep commentating.
There goes Pepper.
Yep, the arches is absolutely clear right now. And Cecil,
Allies have taken control of arches.
Yep, and looks like a private there just picked up an MP40. Good call, because you can use that for to stop any.
S4 is definitely working on being very aggressive here, trying to get in close, finish them off, use their grenades, use the submachine guns and the BARs. And there goes Atkinson.
Yep.
Looks like a burst of MP.
That was
BAR and
the Thompson.
fire.
Yeah, it was the Thompson that got him.
They're just slowly whittling them away. And is it just Sergeant Spears now?
There's 2. It's actually Cooper and. Yep. Looks like Sergeant Spears is taking fire.
He's got to do something.
It's looking really slim to none for S2 on this
Yeah.
one. Even if they're able to get a bunch of picks, they only have a minute left. Like they're forced to really just run out and act fast.
Yeah, right now it's 7-2 for the Allies.
I hate to say it, but it looks very bleak for Squad 2.
I wonder how they're gonna change up the plan for the next round.
I believe they're doing a a team swap as well. So I wonder if they might adopt each other's strategies for equipment, because they'll have to take over where the other person leaves off and have to work with the bad situations the others had to start with, be it poor approaches to arches or an excessive amount of regular
Ooh, good
carabiner
grenade
98
by Reefy.
rifles.
What, was he able to take out Cooper there?
I'm not sure, but it looked like a good throw.
Cooper's still up.
It looks like, oh, there we go.
And that's game for the first round.